Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Wednesday, March 17th, 2010. This morning I'd like to go through using Excel with ObjectStudio, very similar to what I did yesterday when I showed Excel with VisualWorks. So what we're going to do is load the ObjectStudio support by going to Load Application under the File menu. That'll pop up this little dialog. What you want to do is scroll down to Olay. This uses the older name because ObjectStudio has had this kind of support for a lot longer than VisualWorks had, so we'll go ahead and load that. This will take it a moment to bring in because there's a lot of code. Once that's in, we can close this. We'll open up a workspace. Now it turns out that I've saved the code necessary, so I'm just going to open this up with a file open on this workspace that I've opened up. And I'm going to just start typing the name Excel_OS. And you see there it is. I'll go ahead and open it. Make this a little bigger so you can see everything. And here's what we're doing, which is very similar to what I did yesterday in VisualWorks. We're kind of one level deeper because the ObjectStudio APIs are right down at the call level. There isn't a higher level framework built on top of this that I have access to. So things look a little lower level, but it's all really the same thing. I'm going to take the Olay object, get a new prog ID on Excel application. That gets me access to that. And then I send dispatcher to it, just like I did in VisualWorks, to get the dispatch object. Then from there I can start invoking functions on it. So I can call things like visible to make it visible. Then I can call workbooks and add on the workbook dispatch object in order to add a worksheet to it. Then I can go ahead and grab some ranges. So I can get the range A1, then put the value Fred into it. Notice how the value thing is a property, not a function. That's why I'm using @put instead of call. So I do have to kind of know the differentiation between the two. But again, I can use the same sort of methodology I used in VisualWorks to scan the APIs for these things. And then I just go ahead and put Flintstone in it, bold it, and then come down here and read it back into Smalltalk memory. Now, to get this to execute, I do something very similar to what I did in VisualWorks, only I don't have to highlight the code. I just put the cursor down, pull down the Smalltalk menu, and insert would be the same as print it here, so I'm going to do an insert. And what it's going to do is all the things I asked it to, and then finally put the value that I read right here in line. So you see Fred, because the value sitting in A1 should be Fred. If I pull up my Excel spreadsheet, sure enough, there's A1 has Fred, A2 has Flintstone. So you see everything worked exactly as it did yesterday, and I'm using ObjectStudio to do the exact same thing that I used VisualWorks for yesterday. Very similar code, same application Excel, and you can hit it from either product. So that's all I really wanted to show you today. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.